Oopsies. Hi, it's me, Tony Bomboni, ASMR. Test. Okay, I was making sure left and right here. Test. And they're even at all times. Anyway, so today's video is gonna be a kind of semi-serious topic that I think everyone goes through at least once in their life. That's a lie. At least 20 times in their life. Life is pretty long. So I know everyone goes through this. Now, I was gonna make this video a sort of like role play where I'm like a person, and I could still do this in the future because I know you're gonna request it in the comments as soon as I say it, but where I'm helping you get over a breakup and I'm like serving you tea and comforting you and whatever. But today I was just not in the mood to do that for one of many reasons, because I feel like personally something is going on in my life where I feel like a shift or a change in things and it's uncomfortable and I don't want to talk about it, but let's be on the point. I want to focus in on helping you to overcome this situation, as the title speaks for itself. So, I just want to give you kind of my take on it, my advice, I guess, and that sounds weird. I don't really want to give advice today. I don't really want to give my take on anything today. Today's one of those days where you're like, one of two things. You didn't get enough sleep. You're not in the mood to do much. It's just one of those days. So, when I feel like that, that's when I feel like making these deep, heavy subject topics, because when I'm in a deep, heavy mood, then it's like, okay, I'm in the perfect alignment vibrationally to talk about these things. When I'm in a happy mood, when I'm in a uplifted mood, then I feel like doing more pompous types of content. Where do I begin? So I think the first thing people have to remember about relationships is that focus on yourself first, and it's okay to be alone. What I mean is, like, people forget, like, oh my god, they're so caught up with the idea of a relationship and making it work, making things happen between you two, that you forget about yourself, and you're looking at yourself like, where did I go? Where did it? Like, you become a different person with this new individual. And people often group them together in their heads. It's like a kind of attachment thing, or I don't know. You have a concept of someone that, I don't know where this video is going. There's no point. It's just talk. But I don't want this video to have a point. I just want to reach out to those who need to hear something about this today, as I needed to hear, because there was this YouTuber that said a few things in one video. Shout out to this YouTuber, Whispered Distraction. Go check him out. I love his videos where he talks up close to the Blue Yeti mic and he will just go off a tangent too, you know, like, I like that. I don't like scripted content. I want it to flow naturally, as if I'm having a conversation sitting in front of your face, okay? And he just feels like a really good friend that I've known for a long time, even though I don't know him. Like, I don't know, there's just a very, 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 very select few people that I watch, and it's like, he's just one of them that was like, wow, drew me in right away. And anyway, go subscribe to his channel. He's really good. I love his whisper. And what else was I gonna to say, but yeah, he goes into topics, and there was this one video that I was like, oh my god, like, I just needed to hear it. I was having a really awful day yesterday, and I was like, yeah, it's time for this kid to get a shout out. He's made several amazing videos. Like, he does this Big Brother role play, and then this, just these, like, his whisper, and like, when he touches things. Anyway, I'm mostly there for when people whisper. But again, it kind of inspired me to make this video because it was one of those like heavy, deep talk subjects that I like bringing up from time to time, especially with you guys watching out there in the world. Sometimes you need to be brought down a dark, deep, heavy, burdening, cruel, troublesome past in order to get to the light. It's like going down a mountain and then up again. It's like you need to experience the contrasts. And I've mentioned this before, in order to get to the light. So, to know who you truly are, which is the light, which is one with source, whatever you believe in. And so, people bring on these experiences to us as a learning curve, and that's where I don't think anyone is ever truly happy in a relationship. You know, there's always something that's gonna be heavy, burdensome, bothersome, you know, because you're dealing with another person, and you have to keep in mind, like, if you meet the same people, the same situations, the people that are giving you the same situations time and time again, there's something that is telling you something. It's like a dire warning of what you need to put your mind to, rather than, you know, jumping from person to person. And many people do that because they feel something missing, something is not in them, it's out there, but it's actually in them all along, which can project you're out there. And you know, you're never gonna master it for a long time. There's always gonna be ups and downs. You may have a lucky streak, or you may have moments where you master it for a while, and then after a couple years, there's another downfall. So, you know, people who last 100 years in marriage, that only works because they're willing to go through those ups and downs together, no matter what. I just, personally, I guess after a while I can see how you can get stuck with someone. Like, I mean, even getting old, you're like, okay, I have no choice now, you know, I have nowhere to go. Who's gonna want me at this age, right? So, you kind of are familiar in that. And I think that's why I tend to choose older partners, because they're more likely to stay with you rather than someone young, and they're like, oh, you know, I still have all the time in the world, and I can pick and choose. And I don't like that, you know, it's too risky for me. But does it mean it's necessarily right for me? No, of course not. I'm not saying it is, but people kind of are realizing now that it's not worth it. They're better to be working on their own little world, you know, rather than working on their and someone else's. It's like twice the work almost, and it really does feel like twice the work. It's 2 times as much effort, it's 2 times as much tiring. And I'm noticing that in a lot of people, that they're not willing to commit anymore because of that. They don't feel like it's fair quality time spent with another person, and like, it wouldn't be fair to the other partner to be so caught up in their world and then not have enough time for them and then call it commitment, you know? So people are so afraid of that word commitment nowadays. And this new generation of people, and even the old one bringing into the new, they're still afraid of it because they're been hurt so much. And there was this one vlogger I just he said, the reason I'm an introvert and I avoid people is because they bring me hurt, fear, sadness, anger, guilt, frustration, whatever, hatred. And I was like, oh my God, so right, it's so true. People bring about these situations, but when you're with yourself, you don't bring yourself that. It's unless you have like a really big critical mind or hard on yourself, or someone has been really hard on you, and then now you're alone and you're kind of filtering and venting through those emotions. It will take some time. It's like magma rising out of a volcano. You need some time to eject all the lava. So, or that train analogy I gave in another life advice video. But, this is not a life advice video. I was going to title it that, but then I was like, well, I don't believe this deserves to go in the life category because it's just talk. Like nowhere am I in a position to tell you how to get over a breakup when I myself am suffering too. So the question is, have you suffered enough? That's the entire question, is when you get to a boiling, breaking point where you've had enough, you will know what to do next. And if you haven't, you will keep playing the same pattern, the same mistake until you know. So, for the most part, I love my own company, but sometimes I hate the part when it gets to where you're craving that with someone else, and then it's like, okay, what do I do now? How do I let these feelings pass or subside? Is it just like another emotion where you have to let the train go by or let the steam from the volcano emit, And it's a serious question, and I think that's why people jump, because they're afraid of being alone. They're afraid of these feelings prolonging and then not doing anything about it or suffering through it, But is it better to suffer through it alone or with someone, and then ending up hurt again? So, now, beyond topic, if you've been through a breakup already or have in the past and you're still not over it, how do you get over it? Well, that's where I say this is not an advice video, it's just talk. Because I have yet to have mastered that conclusion of how, the method of how, I should say. Is there one sturdy, desirable method? No, I don't think so. Are there many methods in one? Yeah, for sure. Time and time again, I draw in people in my life who have been through heavy split ups, and they are still not over it years and years and years down the line. So, do you ever get over it? Is it plausible? Is it possible? I don't know. I guess this is a kind of video where we can have community interaction, where we leave in the comments below like your experiences and then how you got over it, or what helped you get over it at least. Sometimes it's easy to sit there and have many thoughts and not talk to someone about it. And that's the scary part, is not having someone to talk to about that. Especially when you're sitting there at night and you're on your phone and you're like, oh my God. And you see everything that reminds you of them, and it's not easy at all. So, it's not expected to be, but it makes you wonder why so many have to suffer through and go through the same scenario over and over and over again, time and time again, and then still go through it even after they went through it once, even if it takes like 3 years, like, you went through all that, why would we put ourselves through that again? What in our mind makes us want to go down that ride again, So, it makes you question reality of things, and what you really would much rather connect with. Would you rather connect with another you in the physical body, or would you rather connect with up there? Which is better? I choose up there. I choose home. But we are all part of home. We are all part of up there. We all have this magnetic power about us that enables us to connect with each other through that way. But some people are just not it. You know, sometimes you will connect with someone who is just outside of that world that you desire to be in, and you still stay with them for some reason, and we still want to punish ourselves, and we still want to suffer like masochists. Do we enjoy our suffering? Are we just bored? Do we have nothing better to do with our time? You know, I guess this is a more philosophical questioning answer type video, Q&A. Maybe pause and leave your annotated commentary down below for each point I make, and maybe your agreement or disagreement with that. I'm sure I expect to see many commenters, but it's a clueless questionnaire, I suppose. I'm really tapping into another source here when I speak, because it's kind of like self-help therapy talk when you ponder and meditate upon a subject and then you get answers all of a sudden come through, and that's why I make this content, because I feel like message will just come through and speak and maybe help you guys in some way. I'm seeing different things now, and I'm trying to gather my thoughts here, but it's like a jumbled of images. It's where there's no connectivity. There's no point. But what is the point? Do you feel like it's your point to go through that again and again and again? Or are you done with that? Do you want to move on from that? Do you value yourself enough to commit to you instead? And if someone else comes along, are you going to put up walls again? Or are you going to open up and see what happens? Or are you going to draw another to you that has basically worked on himself enough like you, where you can kind of reach out and have a sense of common ground with? Or are you just going to push him away and ignore him, you know? And you have so many decisions, so many opportunities, so many choices, so much opportunity, so many choices to make. And it drives you mad wondering that you have the creative power to decide, like a world map. Am I going to go here, or here, or here next? Where am I going to go? If I go here, that might not be the path. Or if I go here, there might be a volcano eruption, you know? Put your map into perception. Study it. Don't analyze it, but just sit with it and look at your map. You may close your eyes and meditate on this. And what colors do you see? What figurines are there? Maybe maybe some of these things are some of your thoughts you may be encountering, keeping you up at night, making you restless, uneasy, unable to sleep. Maybe you feel even nauseous or dizzy thinking about them or the situation. That's okay. Let it flow. Let it pass. Maybe you hear certain sounds, smell certain scents, feel certain vibes. And this is all happening now at the same time. It wasn't there or in the future, it's now. Whatever occurred is happening now because you're thinking about it clearly. Obviously it's still there, so it's now. Remember my past analogy about bringing the past into the present, and the future is in the present as well. Everything is here now. So when you link that in, a sense of that understanding, you can begin to see more things and let the images flow through whatever comes up. And see yourself just sitting there, wherever you pick. Eeny, meeny, miny, moe, you slap your finger on one place on the map and you go there, and now you're sitting there on a meditation cushion. Whatever you're surrounded with, you're just there. You're not involved in it. You're not harmed by it. You're not caught up in it. You're just there. You have a protective veil, a protective shield around you to just observe and witness what is there. And you sit there some more, and you see the story happen. Maybe it's your past situation with that ex of yours. Maybe you see an argument, maybe you see a conflict, maybe you see the day of the breakup. Let your mind play this movie again, and allow yourself to feel the emotions that come up with it. And then once you're done, imagine a tornado above your head sucking you out of that scene and taking you back into your present day sense of self. And now you're here with me. You can open your eyes. And you can let me know what happened, or you can keep it to yourself. Do you see that film that just played in your head differently than you did before, or was it the same? Depending on how long ago it was, maybe you saw it differently. Maybe things didn't pan out the way you've been playing them in your head all along. We tend to have such a false, like imagine dirty, mud-filled water that's so murky and disgusting. That is our brain's final outcome. Let me give you a better analogy. So imagine a printer that's faulty, and it attempts to colorize your pattern on the page, and you just see a bunch of squiggly lines rather than the actual result of what you desired to emit. So that's your brain's perception of what actually happened. The ex-partner saw differently than what you did. You know, we all have a different vision of what actually occurred. So you are taking on just your vision, but is that actually what happened and how it actually played out? Do you know how the other person actually felt? Maybe they ended up feeling worse than you did. Maybe you shouldn't feel so bad after all about what happened, should you? Makes you think and question and question and question, and you should always question yourself. But not to the point of analysis. Analysis keeps you in your head. You want head and heart connection, both. You don't want to stay stuck in your mind and be a walking robot. Stay in touch with your feelings. It's okay. That's how you get through things. you did now, you were willing to open up to your connectivity of emotional sense, your emotional quality of your mind, and get that connection flowing. We just open the dam and the river, allow it to flow, heart to mind, mind to heart, and back again, and give you a deeper sense of understanding. And that may even contribute to your gut, heart to gut, mind to gut, and back again. They're all connected, like your connection of this story that just played out. You are connected with that partner who is connected with their heart and mind and gut as well. You took on a lot of their karma. Can you let it go now? Do you see how it played out in your life? Do you see you no longer have to suffer and can feel this sense of deep-rooted understanding and compassion for them? That they were most likely going through the same, and if they weren't, they were just crying out for love all along, and they couldn't find it. They couldn't find it in you because they couldn't find it in themselves. That's even more sad than what you went through, to be honest. Hatred is just a cry for love. People who are nagging and whining every day about their lives are just crying out for love. Feel compassion for that. It's like a baby looking for its mama's milk. It's no different. Adults are really grown babies. And some people choose to put the pillow over the mouth. That sounds so wrong, but you know what I mean. And suppress and silence them. And some people choose to act on them, unfortunately. So, when you can just let the baby cry it out, that is the answer. You know, you can hug and comfort them until they're done crying it out. That's always the answer. That's always the way to go to healing yourself. But you don't need to heal your soul. You already are your soul. Your soul doesn't need healing. No, it doesn't. In fact, none of you needs it because you're already one. You're already there. All that he needs healing is your perception on things. Your mind doesn't need healing, but your perception does. And that's a whole nother subject for a whole nother potential video in the future. Poopsies, I'm gonna get going. Hopefully this has helped you in many ways. Thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to reading what you have to say below and what you saw and how you connected. Again, I like to let these videos flow. I never plan them. This was totally unprepared, but it came out just the way I wanted, and I'm sure that message came through. So that's why I do this, and that's why I love connecting with you guys, and with that I can heal my perception with you as well. Thank you for being there with me. I appreciate you so much.